My name is Utopia Jeremiah. I'm from Congo, especially in Moba. I'm a carpenter. Yes, I was being taught in Congo as a carpenter. To be a refugee, first you must take courage because there is many difficult with appearing to a refugee. So you must be patient to get everything which can happen to you. And you can't say, no, I don't like this. No, you have to, if something happens, yes, you have to accept because you run and there is nothing you can do. So you have to be patient and wait until the time comes to go back in your country. When we had war in our country, Congo, then from 2001, we ran from Puerto territory, where we came when we left Moba. We came in Puerto, then from Puerto to Zambia.
Situation started several years ago when you had a civil war in that part of the country, trying to expel from power or out Mr. Mobutu Sese Seko. No? There was a very problematic. Then people started coming to Zambia. After this, when Laurent Kabila was there, and you had another conflict, civil problems, and you have also the invasion of other countries that it's provoked a war in that area in 98, 2001, especially in Katanga province, and all of them had to flee because they could not be safe in the places where they live in.
When we were running, so we left Moba, it was in 1998, and we were running with my family then. When we arrived at a certain village in Puerto territory, so I left my parents there. When I came in Zambia, and still now they are in Puerto territory. They didn't yet back in Moba. At that time we had one daughter. She is here.
Let's see.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine.
What's your name?
My name is Utopia.
This is my son. His name is Kijala Kitopi. He was born here in Zambia in 2002.
War has been in so many ways. Some other people have been affected directly with war, which is if their village has been attacked by the army, that is the government, who have been fighting with the rebel groups, and after that, as they are fighting, these civilians are the people who suffer most because they don't have anything to do with the politics, so they are forced to run away from their country and they have to go out of their country. Some of them maybe, as they see their relatives dying, especially where they are tribal wars also. In Congo, this has been their tribal and political this, so people are forced to flee their country.
Life was very tough, yes, because everything were very difficult to find something to eat or to speak to a Zambian, because we didn't know how to speak Bemba or English. But after 4 months, we were trying now to understand Bemba and to speak and asking something to eat and asking something what we need. Yes, but in general, life was very tough.
In the camps, we, as UNHCR, we depend on donors who donate and assist us with the funding so that we can assist the refugees. Also, we contractors, we have partners who come and work with us also to work together with us. We give them Where food is concerned, we give them 40 grams of maize meal per person per day, and we give them pulses which are not even very enough for a daily ration. So you find if it is a person who's just alone, a single person, he cannot survive with that food for more than 15 days. But if someone has got a big family, those are the people who enjoy the ration. But when the refugees are in the camps, we have services in the camps which we provide to refugees. We even give them skills. Some of them have been learning different skills, like as of now, we have computer lessons in the camp. They are doing the basic computer lessons. They are doing English language, also carpentry, and so many other vocational skills in the camps. Some came without those skills and they have gone back with the skills.
When we came in the camp, I started also training people how to do something as a carpenter, or to make chairs, doors and windows, frames doors and windows frames. And I can tell you what sent me to learn English. Just when we were in Congo, I was seeing everything written in English. Now, it became very difficult to me to read and to know what is written and what is concerning those things. Now, is that when we came in the camp, they started then cheating English, and I myself, I decided to say that no, let me now start. It's the time to know this language. So after 4 years, we were given certificate after that. And there was again a center, a computer training center, which was open in the camp. I tried also to follow those skills about 6 months. Yeah. Then I was a spokesperson of street leaders in the camp.
Refugees, in many cases, develop what we call dependency syndrome. Then we have to be able to discontinue or cut this dependency syndrome. And if we are abundant in the return with something that I will say, quote unquote, excess assistance, then it's more difficult for them to find new strategies for survival, because in the end, what they are doing in these areas is just surviving at the beginning.
United Nations High Commission for Refugees has the mandate of taking care for refugees, as you are aware, all over the world. And it has also its job where it has to give the durable solution to refugees. And the durable solutions which it has are 3. We have repatriation, which is the first one, and which we always give first priority. There is the other one, which is local integration. Then the last one, which is not very serious, which is resettlement.
For UNHCR, that's what we call the best solution. People going back to their areas of origin or to their country of origin, because what normally happens in your country, you have access to all rights. And while you are a refugee, even if you are welcome in different countries, in the countries of asylum, you don't enjoy all your rights. You have constraints to work, constraints to movement, constraints to access to education. Then for us, the best way to solve the problems of the refugees is helping them to return.
The situation in the camp is not like at your own home. That's why you see, even when it is time for repatriation, home is home. People would prefer to go back to their homes.
Ngisi naishi Mzambia, naishi tu kwa kutegemea kupewa. Sasa vinieri nirudie kwetu, nini nikajitumikie, nini nijenge, nini nilime, nikomanisha kwa watoto.
Perhaps 2 days I will reach my home. Then I'm praying God if I arrive. I can't say, no, I'm going to do this or that. No. We are going to see when we arrive. Everything it will be led by God. Yes. I can thank God to allow the government taking a new program and to arrive to the election, and we are very glad for that, because we didn't know if everything can happen in that way, but God himself knew what is going to happen in Congo through the president we have. I was asked by my son, where are we going further? Because they don't know where they are going. Yes. Even there was a question saying that, Father, when every time you are talking about Congo, where were we when you were running? So it became very difficult for me to answer, but I tried to give him the answer. I came with my wife with one child, but today I'm going back with 3 child. So I'm glad, because when I reach home, I will never call as a refugee. This is my first time I can say, to sail in a ship. And in the past years, I was fearing when it was passing from Tanzania to Moba and from Moba to Kalemi. I was fearing, but today I'm lucky because I'm traveling in it from Pulungu to Moba. Especially when we were at Moba, I was fearing to travel in a ship from Moba to Kalemi. There was, when you arrived at a port, you want to travel from Moba to Kalemi. There was soldiers there. There was beating people. Yes, in that way, in my life, I don't want to be traveling in that way. So that's why I was using the road from Moba, because there was no problem. Instead of traveling in a ship, there was robbers and other thieves. They can steal everything you have. Our money, it can be taken by thieves. In that way, I was fearing.
We helped, or tried to help, with the creation of very basic conditions for them to return. But from that point on, is for them and the governments and the other international organizations to more closely related to development to start helping them. It's a transitional period in which we are still present, but the sooner the development organizations arrive, the better for the people in the reintegration process.
Maisha ndani ya kambi yalikuwa magumu, lakini tulijitahidi hivyo hivyo wakati UNHCR anapokudumia, na ni lazima na wewe mwenyewe ujitahidi kidogo, sababu Mungu hapa duniani aliumba mtu kwa kuwa ajitafutie yeye mwenyewe, sio kusema kama kila kitu au kusaidia kila kitu, lakini na wewe mwenyewe unajitia hapa.
Kwa kweli maisha ndani ya kambi yalikuwa mazuri kwa sababu UNHCR alitusaidia kwa yoyote, kama vile kwa kazi yetu ya Msalaba Mwekundu alitusaidia kabisa, na tuliendelea kujifunza vizuri, na hivi ijapokuwa tunatoka na sura nzuri, tuna appreciate.
Mwanzo pale tulifikaka tuliteswaka, lakini kuzoea kampu tulianza kuishi tu bila kufuatana na kisi, tulianza kutembea kwenda kutafuta maisha, tulianza kuendelea kuishi tu bila.
Nimejisikia furaha kubwa sana, sijui nifanyeje, maana tumekombolewa na rais wetu Kabila kutoka vita. Basi ndiyo furaha kubwa ninayo, pamoja na bwana UNHCR kwa kuturudisha, nina furaha kubwa.
Kuishi kwangu niliishi maisha ya kuhangaika. UNHCR alitukaramia vizuri zaidi.
Okay.
Kama alitukaramia vizuri zaidi, sisi wenyewe kwa tulijikaramia na sisi vile vile na chakula kulingana na mdomo wetu.
Yaani unajua hapa nina furaha tele kabisa. Yaani unapoona imbwa wakati anaposikia furaha ni kila mara anatikisa mkia, yaani na mimi ningekuwa na mkia singeulizwa, lakini mungeona tu nikifanya hivi mkia. Kwa hivyo sina mkia, yaani nina furaha kubwa sana ndani mwangu.
Ninajisikia uhuru sababu balisema bale bakulinda usalama katika nchi yetu ya Kongo balishafika, na ndio maana tunajitahidi turudie pa nafasi.
In the camp, I think I trained many people as carpenters. Yeah, I know I was being taught in Moba as a carpenter, but in the camp, I helped many people, and just now I'm going to Moba. Many people, when they heard that Mr. Jeremiah is coming, they are very happy because they knew that I'm their father. So I'm going to join them, and what I'm thinking to do is to make a center where I can be training people how to start their new life. You know very well, when there is no carpenter, I think even if you build a new house, if there is no carpenter, I think nothing can be done. Yes, when you need to have a good roof, you must have a carpenter. When you want to have chairs, doors, everything in the house, you must see those people. That's why today I'm glad, because what I did in the camp, I hope I'm going to do also when I arrived in Moba. If I will have something to arrange my center.
When they go back to their country, they are received by our partners which are there. UNHCR is there present with the government and the other IP, that is implementing partners like IOM. WFP is also there in DRC. So they have community services in DRC.
Here in Moba, we are in charge of the logistics. We are handling the logistics part of this Volrec operations. This basically involves the secondary movement of the returnees once they arrive in DRC. So in Moba here, what we basically do, we receive them at the port. When we receive the returnees at the port, we load them on our trucks, and then we bring them to the TC, the transit center where we are now.
Moving people from A to B has some difficulties, but once you arrive there, we have to imagine what happens. We left that country, I think we were refugees. We left that country several years ago. The land we were normally occupying is now occupied by some other people. or the land that we were normally occupying is now full of landmines, or full of the remainings of battles that can be there, pieces of unexploded ordnance or cars, tanks that are there. Also the infrastructure that was there before the events happened in the particular case of Congo. But the roads have been destroyed because of lack of maintenance or because they were bombed. There is no access to water, or the health services are not available anymore, or very poor quality. The education has to be reestablished. See, all the basic services are to be reestablished, and also all the economic activity that was before the people fled have to be reestablished. And this takes time, and this requires support from the international community, because normally the countries, even if they are willing to receive their people and they want to receive their people, have not enough resources, either managerial resources or natural resources, to very quickly give attention to the people who are returning.
We verify the identities of all the returnees according to their VRFs, and if all of them have reached and every document is in order, from there we take them to the next step. We pass them through Erukin, our agency partner that is in charge of social aspect, who will determine, will get to distribute other items, health items. We'll follow up, we'll identify the vulnerable families for follow-up after returning them to their respective villages of return. So from that process, from Erukin, now they go to the distribution stage, where we give them the package, I mean how do we call it, the package, that's the reinsertion package that is enough to take them for 1 month.
Nafurahi sana kwa sababu sikutarajia kama nitaweza kurudia Kongo. Nakawa niko Mzambia, nilikimbia vita, mateso moja ajabu na kutisha. Lakini leo Mungu anasaidia nafikia kurudia Kongo. Nashukuru Mungu. Aendelee kunichunga.
Since we left our country, here is now 7 years. Especially when we arrive at 12 of this month, it's completely 7 years. So I think what I can say, would like to say to God, thank you very much, and the love of God. And God knew that this man, even 7 years in Zambia, but he will be back. Although others died in Zambia, but God knew the beginning of my life. Even we passed in very difficult life, in many ways there where was dangerous things, but God was leading us in everything. So today we reach home, and I can say thank you very much for the love of our God.